We all know that being confident is a key component to success in both our personal and professional lives. But what are the things that confident and masculine men never do? Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In this video, we'll be breaking down 6 things that you should avoid doing if you want to become a truly confident and masculine man. Whether you're just starting your journey toward self-improvement or you're a seasoned pro, this video is a must-watch for any man looking to level up in life. As a man in today's society, it's essential to understand the concept of confident masculinity. It's not about being aggressive or dominant, but rather being secure in your identity as a man. A confident man is someone who is comfortable in his own skin and doesn't feel threatened by others. In a world where gender roles are constantly changing, confident masculinity is more important than ever. Men who are confident in their masculinity are more likely to have healthy relationships with their partners, friends, and family. Aside from that, they are also more likely to be successful in their careers and feel fulfilled in their personal lives. Being confident in your masculinity doesn't mean you have to conform to traditional gender roles. It's about being true to yourself and embracing your strengths and weaknesses, and it's about being respectful of others and treating them with kindness and empathy. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the 6 things that confident masculine men never do. For 1, seek approval from others. Seeking approval is often seen as a sign of insecurity and a lack of confidence. Confident masculinity is not about seeking validation from others, but rather having a strong sense of self-worth and self-esteem. When you are confident in yourself, you don't need others to tell you how great you are. You see, seeking approval behavior can take many forms, such as constantly seeking praise, avoiding conflict at all costs, and changing your behavior to fit in with others. These behaviors can have a negative impact on your life, such as hindering personal growth, damaging relationships, and preventing you from achieving your goals. For example, seeking constant approval in a romantic relationship can lead to a lack of trust and respect from your partner. Additionally, avoiding conflict can result in bottling up emotions and not addressing important issues, causing the problem to escalate. But don't worry, because there are ways to avoid this. To avoid seeking approval, it's important to focus on building your self-confidence and self-worth. This can be achieved through setting and achieving personal goals, practicing self-care, and surrounding yourself with supportive and positive people. It's also important to learn to trust your instincts and not second-guess yourself. Thing number 2, avoid emotional expression. As a man, you may have grown up believing that expressing emotions is a sign of weakness. However, the truth is that emotional expression is a sign of strength and masculinity. When you express your emotions, you show that you are in control of your feelings and that you have the courage to be vulnerable. This can make you a more authentic and relatable person, which can help you build stronger relationships with others. On the other hand, avoiding emotional expression can have negative consequences. Bottling up your emotions can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems. It can also make it difficult for you to connect with others and build meaningful relationships. To express your emotions in a healthy way, it's important to find a safe and supportive environment where you feel comfortable being vulnerable. This could be with a therapist, a close friend or family member, or even a support group. It's also important to practice self-care and engage in activities that help you process your emotions, such as journaling or exercise. Remember, expressing your emotions is not a sign of weakness. It takes strength and courage to be vulnerable and open with others. By embracing your emotions and expressing them in a healthy way, you can become a stronger, more authentic version of yourself. Thing number 3, use physical violence to solve problems. First, I want to talk about why physical violence is not a solution to the conflict. It may seem like a quick way to solve a problem, but it only leads to negative consequences. Physical violence causes harm not only to the person to who it is directed, but also to the person who is doing the violence. It can cause physical injuries, emotional trauma, and even death. In addition, it can escalate the situation and make it much more worse than it originally was. So how can we solve problems without resorting to physical violence? The first step is to learn how to communicate effectively. This means listening to other person's point of view, expressing our own opinions calmly, and finding a common ground. Another important step is to learn conflict resolution skills such as negotiation and compromise. These skills can help us find solutions that work for everyone involved without resorting to violence. Thing number 4, fear vulnerability. As a man, it can be easy to fall into the trap of thinking vulnerability is a sign of weakness. But in reality, vulnerability takes immense strength and courage. It means being willing to show up and be seen, even if it means risking rejection or judgment. Fearing vulnerability can have negative impacts on our lives. It can lead to disconnection in our relationships as we keep our true selves hidden from others. It can also cause us to miss out on opportunities for growth and connection as we avoid situations that make us feel uncomfortable or exposed. So how can we embrace vulnerability? Firstly, it's important to acknowledge that vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather a sign of strength. We can also practice self-compassion and remind ourselves that it's okay to make mistakes or have imperfections. Building trust with others is another important step, as the vulnerability can only happen in relationships where there is mutual trust and respect. Finally, we can practice vulnerability in small ways, such as expressing our emotions honestly or sharing a personal story with someone we trust. Over time, this can help to build our resilience and deepen our connections with others. Thing number 5, impose their will on others. As a man, it's important to understand that imposing your will on others is not a trait of confident masculinity. In fact, it can be seen as a sign of insecurity and a lack of respect for others. When you try to control those around you, you are essentially saying that our own desires and opinions are more important than theirs. This can create a toxic environment and lead to negative consequences. There are many examples of the negative impact of imposing your will on others. For instance, if you are in a relationship and try to control your partner, it can create feelings of resentment and mistrust. In the workplace, imposing your will on colleagues can create tension and negatively impact team dynamics. In extreme cases, imposing your will on others can even lead to violence and abuse. To avoid imposing your will on others, it's important to practice active listening and empathy. Try to understand the perspectives and needs of those around you and be willing to compromise when necessary. It's also important to respect the boundaries and autonomy of others and to communicate your own needs and desires in a respectful and non-threatening way. Thing number 6, avoiding self-improvement. Dear male viewers, as a confident and masculine individual, it's important to remember that avoiding self-improvement is not an option. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Self-improvement should be a top priority. As men, we often feel pressure to be strong and self-sufficient, but that doesn't mean we should stop growing and learning. Self-improvement can help us become better partners, fathers, colleagues, and friends. It can also help us achieve our goals and fulfill our potential. Avoiding self-improvement can lead to feelings of stagnation and complacency. It can also prevent us from developing important skills and qualities that are essential for success and happiness. By embracing self-improvement, we can become more self-aware, confident, and resilient. We can also gain new perspectives and experiences that can enrich our lives. You see, self-improvement doesn't have to be a daunting or time-consuming task. It can be as simple as reading a book, taking an online course, or practicing a new skill. The key is to stay curious and open-minded and to never stop learning and growing. Remember, avoiding self-improvement is not a sign of strength or confidence. It's important to embrace self-improvement as a way to become the best version of ourselves and to achieve our goals. So let's continue to strive for self-improvement and become even more confident and masculine in the process. We all probably have an idea of how confidence is a key component of masculinity. As men, we are often expected to be strong, assertive, and in control. However, without confidence, it's difficult to embody these traits and live up to these expectations. In fact, confidence is a powerful tool that can help us achieve our goals, build strong relationships, and overcome challenges. It enables us to take risks, learn from our mistakes, and bounce back from failures. It also helps us communicate effectively, assert boundaries, and stand up for ourselves and others. By striving to be confident, we can become more self-assured, resilient, and successful. It's important to note that confidence is not something we are born with. It's a skill that can be developed and honed over time. So, as men, we should make it a priority to build our confidence. This can be done through setting achievable goals, practicing self-care, and learning new skills. By doing so, we can become the confident, masculine men that we aspire to be. So if you're a man who wants to become the best version of yourself, I highly recommend that you avoid the things that were highlighted in this video. You won't be disappointed. What do you think, guys? Will you start your journey today? Comment down your answers below. Don't forget to like this video, and since you're already here, you might as well subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on great new videos. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the following video.